Welcome back to my little print farm shop workspace down here in my garage. We've got a couple things on the agenda for today. Obviously, I've got some new packing materials courtesy of the Boxery. So if you are looking for pretty much the lowest price packing materials, shipping materials that I've been able to find, check them out at theboxery.com. I'll have links down in the description below. This video is not sponsored by them, but they did send a couple of the things that are in these boxes just at my request. Some things that I've been needing for quite some time. Tape, I got 36 rolls of tape for like $40, $45, so pretty good deal there. I also got something I've been needing for pretty much the entire time I've been doing this little print farm 3D printing business, and that's an actual tape gun. So I can put the tape inside of there, and I don't have to worry about losing the end and whatnot. So I think that was like $9 or $10. Really good pricing over there. So again, check them out, theboxery.com. Links down in the description below if you're looking for what I've found to be the lowest priced shipping and packing materials on the internet. And they also do custom orders too, so you can get bubble bags, bubble mailers like these with your own logo on them if you choose to do so. Aside from that, I've got 4 or 5 Etsy orders I need to get shipped out. I sent 12 or 13 of them out yesterday from the past day or two. So again, as I've been saying in the last couple videos, things are kind of picking back up on the Etsy side of things, which is to be expected coming into October, as we are very soonly approaching the holidays coming up. I kind of missed the mark, I think, on printing stuff for Halloween, which is a bit unfortunate. I've kind of had my head in other places, been up in Maine for a little while, like you might have seen last month, and then kind of doing some tidying up, rearranging in here, trying to get things prepared for the upcoming holiday season with the products that I currently have. As far as Amazon goes, I'm pretty good as far as the dumbbells go. I've got 95 or 100 of them sitting in the FBA warehouses. Everything's been checked in from our last shipment, and it's pretty much taking 2 weeks from the time I send the thing out to the time that it gets in. Some of the videos in the past couple days were recorded a couple weeks ago, so just know that it didn't take 1 or 2 days to get things actually checked in. It's been a couple weeks since we sent some of that product in. So happy to say we are stocked up on Amazon, at least for the next month or so, hopefully. But it definitely doesn't hurt to keep up on production of at least the dumbbells and the sander mounts. That's pretty much all I have at Amazon right now. I do have some other smaller things that aren't really taking off or doing so well, so I'm probably gonna not send any more of those. But yeah, as far as Amazon goes, just keeping up on production, so when the time comes to send another batch out, I actually have the product, and I have product here as well to send out to Etsy customers, because again, if I send everything that I have to Amazon, then I have nothing left for Etsy, then I'm gonna be doing more of print on demand, and that's not really what I enjoy doing. If I get an order for a product, I'd rather have it here in the print farm so it can just kind of go out whenever I need it to go out, instead of loading up the printers and doing a 6-hour print to get 3 sets of dumbbells and then having to assemble it. It's just easier if I have stuff in a box ready to go whenever the customer places the order. And along those lines, these things need some new filaments, so we're gonna get that done in the next couple of minutes so I can get Farm Loop running once again. They do have a stage 2 system that they're coming out with that the creators of Farm Loop 3D Farmers have sent over to me, so a huge thank you to Yan Yan and the team over there. They've also got the new fan attachment, which is supposed to cool the bed down at a pretty rapid pace from what I've seen, so I'm excited to try that out. That should be here in a couple of days, so when that comes in, we're gonna get that installed on both of these guys. It basically just plugs into the AMS slot, and you're good to go. And another thing I'm super excited about is Infinity Flow 3D. The creators of the Infinity Flow S1 here have their S1 Plus system out, which now has app control and filament management built into it. So they're sending 2 of those units over here, which again should be here in the next couple of days, for the A1 Minis that I've got running the Farm Loop system now, which means instead of being able to run 6 loops with 1 spool, I can now set it up to do probably 13, I think, because we'll end up using some of the leftover remaining filament on the spool. There's about 100 grams or so that ends up being left over after a print job is complete. So I figure we pair that up together and we should be able to get at least 12, if not 13 runs of the dumbbells on each machine using the Infinity Flow system. The only thing that means though is I'm gonna have to figure out a different layout for this top shelf. It'll basically be Infinity Flow S1 and then the 2 S1 Pluses sitting next to it. So the A1 Mini with the AMS is probably gonna have to go next to the Cobra S1. That's just in my initial thoughts right now. There is a way that you can take kind of this center portion out, and I could keep my filament on these little rollers here, but I figure if I'm gonna use the system, I might as well just use it the way it was made, the way it's intended. That way I can use the filament cutters and nothing should go wrong, hopefully. If you are interested in checking out the S1 or the S1 Plus from Infinity Flow 3D, it's similar to an AMS system in the sense that it has auto spool refilling. However, it's not an AMS system. So if this spool runs out, it'll kick over to the next spool and start printing from that one. But it doesn't do color changes. You can't swap back and forth. It's kind of a, you load this one up, you load this one up, one of them will run through and then it kicks over to the next one to continue on with the print. Just gonna get these guys unloaded from the current spool that's on there. And then we can load up 2 brand new spools of black and get these things rolling again with some more dumbbell ends. All right, now that I've got those machines back up and running to print out another 36 sets, I believe, we can get to moving these over onto the little workbench so I can get some stuff shipped out. Then we'll dive into what we've got in the boxes. All right, we've got 2 packs of 2 of the Festool sander mounts, and I believe the rest are dumbbell card holders. Print out our packing slips on the Munbin thermal printer, so we'll have them on a 4x6 size so they fit inside even these little bubble bags, although I don't think I'm using any of these today because the sander mounts usually go in one of these, but given that I've got 2 packs of 2, that makes 4. It'll be better using one of the larger 10.5 by 16. But it keeps it pretty consistent. If I print out the packing slips, they will come out the same size. Print out all the labels as well at the same time. So that means we need 4 of these guys and 3 dumbbell card holders, which I have all wrapped up, packed up for my last shipment to Amazon that didn't fit in the box, so that works out in my favor. All I have to do now is get them inside of these bubble bags. You will just need 4 of these. Done with the computer for now. Each of these is gonna need its own set of screws. And it's not Amazon, but it doesn't hurt to apply a label to the bag. I've already got them here, so we will apply one of the small parts warning labels to each of these, just for the hell of it. And these can each go into one of the bubble bags. All right. And then into the bubble mailers they go with their packing slip. And these 10.5 by 16s are a bit oversized for something of this size, as you can see. But these ones are too small. It's harder to apply a label to this, and it runs the risk of breaking easier in my head. So for me, it's just, they don't really cost that much more. So it's just safer to give it a little extra cushion, because the way these fit in here, I can fold it over so you've got double cushion on one side, at least. And it's a much nicer surface to apply the shipping label to. All right, clean up our trash, and Etsy is done for today. Unless I get more orders between now and tomorrow morning, it'll just be 4 going out. Let's dive in and see what we've got from the Boxery to help us restock for the holiday season. I initially reached out to them to see if they had any codes or discounts that I could give to you. Unfortunately, they told me they don't have anything like that at the moment, but for 40 of these 10.5 by 15 or 10.5 by 16 bubble mailers that I usually get from Amazon, it runs about $27. And if you're not a Prime member, it's a little bit more than that. With the Boxery, you get 100 of them for $44. So, you know, if you're buying in bulk, you save a little bit more. If you buy 6 cases, I think it's $42. So this is definitely where I'm buying my stuff from. I know Amazon is convenient for a lot of people, and for myself included, but you can't beat the price. And it's free shipping on most items too. So that's why I went with 100 pack instead of the 40 that I normally get, because I know I'm gonna end up needing them. So I'll probably end up having another order or 2 of these before the end of the holiday season anyways. I think I know it's in here, yep. So in here, like in one of the last videos, we've got a whole bunch more of these bubble bags. I believe there's 200 of them in here. Obviously I pack pretty much everything that I ship up in one of these. If it doesn't fit in one of these 7.25 by 9-inch bubble bags, then I'll use bubble wrap, but most of the stuff that I ship fits inside of these, so that's why I went with these. And interestingly enough, I think this is the one that I'm most excited about. Actually getting, you know, sort of an actual taping dispenser so I don't have to peel it off with my fingers and figure out a good way to cut it. I've been needing one of these for like a year, and it was only like $9, so I couldn't say no. Probably my biggest shipment of tape ever. I usually use the smaller rolls. If you've seen them before, they're pretty tiny. And in fact, I'm actually all out of those right now. So perfect timing for this to come in. 36 rolls of tape here to use to pack up Amazon boxes. And if I have orders that go into those 9 by 6 by 4 white boxes, these come in handy too. So between this and this, I should be set for quite some time. I don't do very much taping at all unless it's in an Amazon box, but it is nice to have full-size rolls of tape and an actual tape dispenser. So again, thank you to the Boxery for sending all of this stuff over. If you want to place an order for shipping supplies before the holiday season comes in, head to theboxery.com. Links down in the description below. A1 Minis are on a roll doing what they're doing. I guess I could get some of this stuff packed up or stacked up onto the racks. I've got plenty of room for these 10.5 by 16 mailers, so I guess we'll do that. Man, I really need to print some of those dividers. Really come in handy right now. Starting to look a little better. I think that should hold us over for a while. Plus there's another 60 or so in the box, so we should be good. If you have any suggestions of things you want to see in any upcoming videos, things around the shop, kind of my process for doing things that I don't already show, leave me a comment down below so I can start putting that into the videos. Or if you want to see more than what I show off in the videos, let me know that as well. It's kind of hard to show the financial side of things because there's billing and address information, especially on the back end of Amazon. There's so much stuff in there that frankly, I just don't want to show to the public. So while I do have plans to cover some of the financials that differ between, say, Etsy and Amazon, it's not going to be super in-depth, like per item in-depth, but I guess I can cover the differences of how much we made on Amazon versus Etsy. And I'll tell you right now, like I said in the last video, Amazon has overtaken Etsy by far this year. So I guess that's good news. Again, leave me a comment down below letting me know what else you want to see in these videos. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and smash the like button down below. If you want to see more content, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on the next upload. And if you enjoyed this video, I've got another one queued up for you right over here. Take care, folks.